Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we're looking at Humbaba, or his name is called Nathaniel in game. So this is on PTR server, it's a test server, so everything else here is not at the final version yet. And this will be update on the global server next week, Tuesday, if not mistaken. Alright, so let's take a look at Nathaniel model.
Please don't touch my mask.
Right, so this is his in-game model. So personally, I really like his design. Like, a lot of Esper, I like the design, right? So he's also one of the design that I actually like, and especially the squirrel on his hand is like so cute. And if I click on him,
Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
the animation here is also very cute. Alright, so let's take a look here. He have a little buff of PvP content, have a 40% defense boost. His divinity is very straightforward, which is crit damage plus 15% in combat. And then he have a defense and HP stats increase and can go up D6. And then this is his divinity art. Okay, it seems like there's more than one squirrel in. And then rivalry wise is a wind and Artiar set. It's pretty fast speed, very low attack, 100% crit rate, very high crit damage. And then his base stat here have very low attack, but he have the second highest defense in the game, very low speed and high HP. So if we look at HP 18k here and defense 13k, 1.3k, if we compare with Artiar, for example, Artiar HP is 18k as well, 18.1. While Nathaniel here, HP is 18.5, which means he have a higher base HP than Artiar and also Sakura. Sakura base HP she have 16.3k, while he have 18.5k, which means his HP is a lot more higher than the other Esper, and not to mention his defense as well. So if we talk about defense Esper, the highest defense is still gonna be Wuyou, is 14k. That's right, 1.4k defense, and he have 1.38 defense. And if we don't talk about Wuyou, there's other defenders such as like Donna here, have like 1.2k defense, and let's say Fushi, for example, Fushi have like 1.2 defense, and let's say Yamato, for example, have 1.1 defense. So Nathaniel here is actually the second highest base defense in the game, and HP is also very high as well, just that he has very low attack. It's like only 232 attack. It's very low if we compare to Wuyou here.
To dance is to wage war.
Wuyou base attack have like 781, and then his base attack is like even lower than Wuyou, is only 232. Okay, so this is his base stats, and then let's take a look at his skill. S1 attack one enemy, the damage is 60%. You can level up this skill up to 120% damage multiplier. And every strife stack here will increase his damage by 1%, so you can go up to 50 stack, so you can have a damage plus 50% from his S1. This S1 here will also reduce his max HP capacity, it's 10% of his max HP, and he will also recover 60% of his lost HP. So every time you counter with S1, no matter it's counter attack or assist or pursuit or avatar counter attack, it will trigger this HP recovery. And then what is Strife? So Strife can be get through his S2. So S2 here you don't have to cast, it's a passive. So every at the start of the combat you'll get 10 stack of Strife instantly, and then every time if your ally is a defender Esper and when they cast ability, then he'll get 1 stack of Strife. If they cast the ability during their active turn, then you'll get another 1 stack of Strife, which means 2 stack of Strife. But another thing, if he is not stunned and enemy cast ability, then he will get 1 stack of Strife. If enemy cast the ability at their active turn, then you'll get another stack of Strife, which means 2 stack of Strife. But you have to know that your ally Esper have to be defender to provide Strife stack for you. Meanwhile, the enemy casting their ability, they doesn't have to be defender. Only your ally condition have to be a defender here. So Strife is every stack will increase your defense by 2%. Damage taken reduced by 1%. Increase your counter attack chance by 2% and resist chance plus 2%, up to 50 stack. Which means if you have max stack, you have a 100% defense increase, 50% damage taken reduced, 100% counter attack chance, and 100% resist chance. And if you have max stack, you'll instantly get a bonus turn, then dispel all your buff and unlock your ultimate. But your ultimate here had only cast one time at the whole battle. This S3 can only be used once, but this S3 is one of the highest multiplier in the game. So this S3 here can only unlock when you have 50 strife stack for the first time, and you can only cast this once per round. It's not once per turn thing, it's gonna once per round, which means the whole battle you can only cast this S3 for once. But the multiplier is so high that you only need one time of S3 to actually kill people. So it's an AoE damage that deals up to 150% defense. And what makes him so strong is it will further increase this damage by 12% per tribe stack. And you can go up to 50%, 50 tribe stack. So which means you're gonna have 600% damage increase from your base 100% multiplier. So 150% multiplier times 600% is your final damage, and not to mention that you're gonna have your R1 boost here for your final damage and other multiplier as well. So you're gonna have an extra 600% damage bonus, and you're gonna have a 100% defense increase, and because you are defense skilling, you're gonna get benefit by your tribe as well, and then you can keep counter attack and you reduce your damage taken, so you're gonna be very tanky and dealing a lot damage at the same time as well. Okay, so if we already look through the skill kit, what makes him even better is his Reso. So R1 here will increase your S3 final damage plus 10%, which your S3 is gonna nuke so high already, and your R1 here will further increase your S3 damage by another 10%. Then R2 here, which is what we're gonna test later as well, which is the target damage reduced by 50% for one turn. Is this thing a debuff or a passive effect, or is it tied to his buff? So we're gonna test this later, but I assume it's gonna be something like Yuhemi debuff, because if we look at Yuhemi's debuff from her S1, the enemy attack reduced 8% throughout the combat up to 40%, and this debuff here is a passive debuff that only trigger on Yuhemi buff kit, so it don't really show up in the stats. But we're gonna test this for Nathaniel. The R2 is gonna show at the combat. Then R3 increase more base stat, so make him even stronger. Then R4 here, when a target defense is lower than Nathaniel's defense, then his damage will plus another 15%. So here already 600%. And then final damage here plus another 10%. And here is going to increase you another 15% damage. So he's dealing a lot of damage when he reaches until R4. Then R5 here, extra more stats. Then R6 is where it goes crazy. So originally your damage will only increase by 12% per stack, and now will increase to 24%, which is double the damage, which is 1200% multiplier on your S3. So you're gonna have 150% times 200% of damage increase, and another final damage plus 10%, and another R4 damage plus 15%. So that's a lot of things going on his kit to just keep boosting his S3 to able to one-shot everyone. But you have to know that this is a single target hit, single hit. It's an AoE but only deals one time. So which means as per like afraid of multi-hit such as Anna, will not afraid of Nathaniel. Then not just that, after you're casting S3, originally you have to clear all your tribe stack, and they will change it to you only clear 40 stack, which means you're gonna remain 10 stack of tribe after casting of S3. So you're gonna have a 20% defense increase, you have a 10% damage taken, and a 20% counter attack and 20% resist after casting your S3 when you're at R6. So he kinda have like a default Artiar with him, because Artiar set give you like 25% chance of counter attack, but his kit himself will already give him like a 20% counter attack chance, and will slowly increase turn by turn, action by action, and his counter attack chance will keep until 100%. Then when we talk about counter attack chance, then his Weakness is pretty obvious as well, which is kind of like something like Momo, such as like Moriyama can one-shot him because he ignores defense, right? So all those stuff, he still have his weakness, just that I think that he's one of the budget Wuyou, or maybe a better Wuyou. It really depends, because Wuyou deals special turns and Wuyou will be afraid of Zihe, because Zihe will counter enemy who deals special turn because Zihe's damage, but Zihe is scared of active turn. And Nathaniel here is going to deal active turn damage because the Thrive here will give him a bonus turn instead of special turn damage. So really depends on your choice. I would say that both of them is going to be good, like Nathaniel or Wuyou is going to be good. And now I'm going to show you his showcase and see how it does in action. Alright, so what I'm going to test is, now I want to show you how he gained his passive. So his passive is gained through enemy action or through your ally defender Esper. So if I put Clara here and I don't put any defender, you'll notice that my ally will not provide me any tribe stack, only the enemy will provide me tribe stack. Alright, so let's go into action. At the start of the combat, I'll instantly get 10 stack, and every time the enemy take an active turn, and because this is a what's that called, a test room, so they are only able to cast active turn. So every time they cast an active turn, I'll get 2 stack of Thrive, and now I have 22 stack of Thrive, which provide me a 44% counter attack chance. Now I cast my S3 here to cleanse it, because if I get stunned, then I'm not able to get any Thrive stack. So I can S1, and you can see my S1 actually deal a pretty decent damage as well. And every time they take an action, I will get stack. And you'll notice that when my Clara cast skill, I will not get any stack because my Clara is not a defender Esper. And when my stack is so high, basically every time enemy hit me is almost a guaranteed counter attack chance as well. And now I have 50 stack, so I can instantly get a bonus turn, so I can cast S3 instantly. So this is my max multiplier now without any single buff, and enemy doesn't have any kind of debuff. And this is R0 D0 Nathaniel, and if we cast here S3, already 300k and able to nuke almost most of that. So if we make a small comparison, so my Nathaniel here can cast like 347k damage, and if we actually compare to Wuyou, this PTR server account Wuyou here is also R0 D0 Wuyou, and I'll put her in, and this is her stats that when I'm using her, and then I just slot in some defender Esper just for you to see that how is he able to do. Okay, we compare the damage, like compare with Wuyou. I know that like maybe the equipment stats wise there's difference, but let's see how big the difference is. Right, breakdance, okay, so then this is one breakdance damage, and I do like half of their HP. Meanwhile, Nathaniel actually casts S3 and nuke them down. But you have to know that Nathaniel's S3 is active turn, and it actually took some time to activate his S3 because he needs 50 stacks. While Wuyu's condition to trigger her breakdance is very easy. You just need to slot in a lot of defender, then Wuyu will start breakdance and start attacking damage to the enemy. So it really depends on your own choice. But both of them have their own weakness. Like Wuyou is afraid of Zihe because of Zihe can absorb the damage. Wuyou relies a lot of defender Esper, and Nathaniel here is not afraid of Zihe, but Nathaniel needs more time to activate to let him activate his S3, and after he casts his S3, he is not able to recast the S3. So it really depends. They have their own pros and cons, but Nathaniel is definitely one of the good Esper you can actually full invest into R6, because Wuyou R6 is hard to get. Meanwhile, Nathaniel 1, if you have the Wish Stone, you can get his R6 pretty easy as well. And Wuyou, you see I put in a lot of defender Esper. Okay, then if we already compare the damage with Wuyou, now I can further show you that how strong Nathaniel damage can go up to. So if I put Nathaniel here and I put let's say Esper like Clara to help me cleanse, I don't want to get stunned. I can put in Sakura to provide me defense buff. I can put in Donner here just for the defense leader buff, because in PvE content I can't trigger their defense leader buff. And then I put Wuyou here to put in Seer and defense break as well. Then you can see Nathaniel damage actually goes like crazy number. Right, so let me set this thing up. So they take the action, I'll slowly get my stack. So you're gonna need a team that actually provide enough survivability for your team to let him slowly stack him up. And like as per like Sakura will also benefit him to get his stack more often. Alright. Okay, let me do all this thing. S1 here. Slowly stack it up. Okay, S1 here. Okay, Nathaniel is gonna have the stack now. So I debuff them with defense break and seer.
Belong to Taki alone.
Okay, now I cast S3 and let's see his damage multiplier. So now everyone here have defense, almost everyone here have defense break and also seer. Then I have a defense up buff on Nathaniel, and let's see his S3. Boom, 1.3 million. It's so high, the damage, like his damage is almost like overkill. So I think maybe you don't have to really build Nathaniel like defense stats, you can build him like HP stats to make him even tankier. But his weakness is pretty obvious as well, like true damage obviously, because he's like full defense, right? Okay, then now let me try is if I make him to R2 and let's see if his R2 effect is going to trigger as a debuff or as a passive effect. Okay, let's summon and see his summoning animation as well.
No more running off. Come on, let's go.
Right, so this R1 and then I'm gonna get one more, so R2.
No more running off. Come on, let's go.
Right, so let me R2 him and test him up. Okay, so I already R2 him now, and we're gonna see like if the reduced enemy damage thing is considered a debuff or not. Okay, let them take their action. Okay, AP push. Alright, so let's see. S1 here, the target damage reduced by 50% for 2 turns. So if I S1 on you, I don't see a debuff here, so it seems like it's something like Yuhime. Okay, so originally he deals like, let's see, cause the first guy actually deal damage to Clara is like 1300, but originally he deals like, okay, let me try again. He hit me 3100. See, originally he hit on Clara is like 6000 something. Okay, then I heal back up and I S1 on this guy. When he hit on Clara now, it's half the damage. So this thing is not a debuff that you can cleanse. It's gonna be permanent, not permanent. This effect is going to apply on that target for 2 turns, but it won't show on the debuff screen, all those stuff. But this effect, because you can see just the difference, Clara getting 6k and after getting S1 by Nathaniel, and then he will reduce the damage to 3k. So which means his R2 effect is triggering, but it's something like Yuhime and Wuyou that is passively affecting the stats. Alright, so basically that's all the testing here, and I'm going to show you his name card as well, because his name card is pretty cute. So if you actually R6 him, the name card that you're going to obtain is himself at the name card. It's a very cute name card. I would say nowadays the name card is actually a lot more better, because you can see here, let's say like Yujing here, you can see some of the Yujing element You can see his face here. You can see Meta Yun Chuan face here. You can see his face here as well. His goggles here, and then he himself at the name card. While if we actually look at the old name card here, it's not really that obvious if we really have to compare. For example, okay, this tricky one is pretty good, right? So like Poseidon one, I don't really think that's pretty obvious, right? So something like that. I really like the name card nowadays. They actually added their character on the name card, which makes it actually very cute. And yeah, conclusion for now, at my early thoughts, I think that he's actually very good, on par with Wuyou, but they have their own pros and cons. Wuyou is special turn and his active turn. It takes longer time for him to active, but once he active, he can actually nuke the whole team, even higher than Wuyou, but it's a single hit, while Wuyou is a multi-hit. Right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down what you guys think about him, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Yaki Shiba Tails, Kemi, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter and patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Code Wardeners, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwops, Rimu, Chorny, Von Hexa, Antonio Winterspoon, Marlene Williams, Eric Mendes, Ium Cragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Rocco Stenzions, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest tag. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chorny. Thank you so much for your support.